ever since Andrew Luck retired, the Colts haven't found that guy. They haven't found a guy that is worthy enough that can sustain success at the most important position in all of football. Can Lamar Jackson change that? So, you look at the Colts since Andrew Luck retired. They wrote it out with Jacoby. They went and they signed Phillip Rivers. They went and traded for Carson Wentz. And then they went and traded for Matt Ryan as well. And, there's been a lot of starters here and there. And Matt Ryan didn't even finish the year out. And it shows that you've been abandoning the position. It shows that, the Colts are in quarterback poverty. Quarterback carousel. Every single offseason, it's like, who's the Colts quarterback going to be next season? At the end of every season, that's what it's been. And that takes a toll on the players. It takes a toll on everyone in the organization, on the media, on the fans. Everyone gets tired of the same BS because before every single season, we were told and the Colts team was hyped up to, they're just a quarterback away. And they were for a couple years. That Phillip Rivers year, they had Andrew Luck that year, a more competent quarterback. I'm not saying Phillip Rivers was bad. Phillip Rivers was actually solid. If they had a better quarterback from when they had Carson Wentz, would have been an insane year. But you didn't. So, no more looking back. And the best way to do that is to go and trade for Lamar Jackson. So, Lamar Jackson is going to come with a hefty price tag. Not just in compensation, but also in money. So, talking about Lamar Jackson's value, he's probably going to, at the very least, the Ravens are going to, at the very least, want 3 first-round picks. At the very least. Lamar Jackson is a former MVP candidate. He's a 26-year-old quarterback. He is a top 5 quarterback. I would argue top 3. And we all know it's going to cost a fortune. It's going to be a lot of compensation. And then talking about costs and contracts, he wants a lot of the money guaranteed, and he wants almost $50 million a year. It's a lot. Now, you could say he hasn't proven it in the playoffs. And you could say that he hasn't won the big game. But that's bullcrap. To a certain point. Now, he's had horrible wide receivers. The first year he had Marshall Yanda, he hit home. He was incredible. Ever since Marshall Yanda left, he's a little different, but not really. Took him a little while to get used to it. When you go and watch the tape, he could throw. He could read the field. Now, he wants to run, yes. And he is an elite runner, as we all know. One of the best, if not the best running quarterbacks of all time. And he's only 26. Throwing the ball, a lot of people underestimate his ability. His receivers have dropped passes left and right. And he hasn't had a run game. Besides himself, really. Horrible offensive coordinator. Could you imagine him and Shane Steichen? Just the thought of that. Now you would need to bring him in some receivers. Pittman's a solid receiver. I hope he can bounce back from last year. Alec Pierce is a guy on the rise. Traded Paris Campbell. We didn't trade Paris Campbell. He signed with the New York Giants. Bummer. But you move on. Next man up. Anyone can be replaced. Everyone can be replaced. We signed Ashton Doolin. He's a speedster. It'd be nice if we could maybe draft a guy in the 3rd or 4th round. I think he's got some good tight ends to work with. Jelani Woods, Kylan Granson. Molly Cox is, he's whatever. He's just there, in my opinion. Great attitude, great leadership, great person in general, but on the football field, Molly Cox just is not there up to that level right now. So, should the Indianapolis Colts go out and trade for Lamar Jackson? I mean, if you look at the quarterback prospects in the draft, first of all, I want to say there's no such thing as short thing. There's no such thing as short fire. Top 4 guys are considered to be Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Will Levis, Anthony Richardson. Bryce Young, there's no question that he can play football. The question is his size. 5'10" and an 1/8 inch, 204 pounds. Yeah. When you draft a guy high, yeah, he is a generational football player in a way. It's really weird to say that. I know that word is thrown out there a lot. Bryce Young is a fascinating football player. He's small, yet it has made no difference in his play. Now, when you come to the NFL, the game is much faster. I don't think that's going to be a problem. As I said, I don't think playing football is an issue. If Bryce Young was 6'2", 215 pounds, he would be a generational prospect. CJ Stroud, I think there is a good case for making him to be your number 1 quarterback in this year's draft. Bryce Young is great, but the size scares people off, including me. It scares people off. Then you see guys like Russell Wilson and Drew Brees do it. But then again, you're counting on the exception. And with him being 204, you draft a guy at number 1. You know, if you draft the guy in top 10, 5, or 1, you expect him to be around for quite some time. And a quarterback, if you draft him at 1, you're hoping you could get at least 10 years of good play from him or great play from him. And can Bryce Young stay healthy for 10 years? Can his body hold up? Those 300-pound linemen are coming in there, and they are going to hit him. Is his body going to hold up? That's my worry. CJ Stroud, accuracy is incredible. Mechanics are pretty good. Reading the field is pretty good. Goes through his progressions. There's a lot to like about CJ Stroud. Now, some of his issues come from when the pocket breaks down. He struggles to create. He struggles under pressure. And you got to be able to create in this league. If you can't create, if you can't throw the ball under pressure, if you can't be accurate under pressure, it holds you back so much. It's not even funny. So much. But Stroud, he's an incredible ball player. He's going to be 1 or 2. Rightfully so. He is up that high. He is talented. Just want to see him be better under pressure more consistently. In that Georgia game, all of his weaknesses, they became strengths. It was weird. Versus one of the best programs in the nation in football. College football. Yet versus some programs that are less talented than Georgia, much less talented, he struggled against in those areas. Like under pressure, when the pocket breaks down, that kind of stuff. It's a weird prospect in some aspects. Interesting to see what he does when he comes to the league. Then you have Anthony Richardson and Will Levis. Will Levis is... he's a scary quarterback to draft. He's going to be ready day 1. But what you see, really what you're getting. Teams are going to bank on those tools and then try and change some of the other things, like try and polish decision making. Maybe some mechanics are inconsistent sometimes. Yeah, it's learn to take the check down. And a lot of times, it doesn't happen. You know, a lot of times that's one of the most difficult things to teach a quarterback, to teach a player. Decision making, awareness, that type of stuff. Now, there's no reason, I don't see any reason why Will Levis can't be a good quarterback. I think he could be a good quarterback. As long as a coach can help him out with that decision making. And mechanics being more consistent. Now, Richardson, that dude is just, he's incredible. He is incredible. He has an amazing upside. He's incredibly raw, though. He would have to sit a year or two. So, He has a cannon for an arm. Accuracy is better than what the numbers say. Go look at the adjusted completion percentage where it does not include throwaways and just flat out dropped passes by receivers. So, out of all these guys, I don't think there's any guy that is really pops out and says, yes, I'm the guy. Yes, I'm going to be there for 10 to 15 years. There's no such thing as a sure thing. Now, you could take a chance, and, if a team jumps ahead of the Colts, with the Cardinals there, that's three of the top four options gone. The Colts are going to be forced to settle for their fourth. Unless they trade for Lamar Jackson. And considering Chris Ballard's in the hot seat, considering Jim Irsay wants to win now, this is the appealing move to Jim Irsay. So does Jim Irsay demand Chris Ballard to go and trade for Lamar Jackson? No, I don't think he demands him. But is there a chance that the Colts trade for Lamar Jackson? Very low. As we know, Colts are conservative. Chris Ballard's conservative. And he's going to want a lot of money. Going to want a lot of draft picks. The Ravens will. There's a lot that's going to need to go right. And there's a lot that the Colts are going to have to do if they want Lamar Jackson. Now, is he the most fun option? Is he probably the safest option? Absolutely. Now, yeah, you are going to be giving up 3 first-round picks at the very least. And then paying him on top of that. So, you guys let me know what you think. Do you think the Indianapolis Colts should trade for Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, put the post notification bell on so you do not miss any future videos. This is JDW Sports Talk Show, signing off.